Good noon and welcome to another episode of Together Out Loud. We are going to do our sound checks and hopefully we can get everybody in here that we need to invite. Today is going to be an interview episode. Once I'm able to join on this. Honey, will you check? Mic check?
Testing.
Yep. And we are good. We are live. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining another episode of Together Out Loud. And I don't know how to invite people. So, bear with us while we figure this out.
Yeah, sorry.
I think it's up here.
I thought it was at the bottom if you hit the circle at the bottom.
Boom. Get that off of there. This one. Okay. Here, here, we're going to share it too. Boom, boom.
I think once you share, you can invite.
Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, we are inviting everybody that's on our list. But I don't know how to get her specifically in it.
I think if she joins.
Where we? Oh, right here. Here we go.
Yep.
And we will give them a few minutes to see if they join. And if they end up not joining, then what we will do is we'll just invite random people up, just so that everybody knows.
So these are the people that follow us?
Follow this, yes. Follow the podcast. Right. And we will just patiently wait and see if they join.
Well, you want to talk about what we talked about last week?
Sure, go ahead.
What did we talk about last week?
A lot of stuff. We ended up getting sidetracked a lot because we had a whole.
We're in.
We had a lot of engagement.
The chat
last week, and a lot of people just asking different questions, and that caused a lot of being sidetracked, which we're not against that.
Oh, we talked about how we know when we're overwhelmed. I think we talked a lot about that.
Yep, talked a lot about knowing when we were overwhelmed. Talked about alcoholism. You kind of asked me some questions about that, and about rehab and using alcohol as a way to cope with things. Talked a little bit about my addiction, and I kind of warned everybody that if you quit drinking, the identity crisis you kind of go through from quitting.
And what you do now to kind of cope. So up here is this, we can't click on that. I wanted to see
if anybody was in it.
Yeah, because then that way we can.
Are you good where you're at, or do you need to move over this way or something? Okay, I was making sure. But yeah, so we were just waiting for a guest, and like I said, we'll give them. Is that Devin Menler?
Mm-hmm.
She joined. And we're gonna give them. I only know because you worked with her, but we'll give them a moment to pop in, and like I said, if not, we will invite somebody up as a guest, and we'll just talk to guests.
Or if anybody wants to come
or
up.
if anybody, yeah. Or also, if you want to come up, request, or if you have something you'd like to talk about, feel free to join in the chat as well.
We also talked about protecting marriage from job stress because you used to work at Pepsi and it was
a nightmare.
So we talked about what we do to kind of leave the job stress there and not bring it home with us. So we're just waiting to see if she's coming up.
Yep, that's what we're doing. Is there anything you want to talk about while we wait?
Well, yeah, we didn't get to teaching kids that parents have limits. Do you want
to so I guess while we wait, we will talk about that. Teaching kids that parents have limits. That's something that we wanted to touch on in the last episode, but we didn't get to it because we were, like I said, we had a lot of engagement. So many people were typing in the comments, and we were basically reaching out to them and trying to answer their questions. I remember Jonathan Moncrief had a really good question of he sometimes doesn't know how to get into prayer. That was a great question. I loved that question, and I actually was thinking about that over the week as well. And my answer to that, there I went snapping my lips like usual, but I answered that question basically by saying I don't get too formal or too formal with prayer. I'm kind of casual with it. I kind of start off prayer just talking to Jesus like he's a friend and like he's someone that loves me and I love him because it's the truth. So I'm setting a timer now too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I basically.
And if they end up, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I basically do it like a conversation with a friend, and sometimes you feel weird like asking for things that you want, but that's okay. He wants you to talk to him no matter what.
That's right. And if they end up joining late, we can always have them join in late as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
And always remember, Jesus has your back. That's him putting the devil in a rear naked choke. So, we'll talk about teaching kids that parents have limits, because a lot of times when I get home, I love my kids so much, but it is very overwhelming when you get home and they are like immediately energetic, especially for me. She works from home, so for me it's different. I get home and I'm pretty worn out and pretty exhausted from working like a 10, 12, 14, 16-hour day, because it varies what I work. But I need like a little bit of time to relax and unwind before getting into dad mode. And probably I should sit in my car and wait until I get into dad mode before coming in. But I'm always so excited to see him. And I really love it when I park the truck out back. And one of my favorite things is she'll bring the kids down to see me. Like as I'm getting out of my truck, I'm doing all my paperwork and I'm finishing up for the day, and they'll be out there ready to greet me. I love that. But then when I come inside, it's like, Dad, throw me, Dad, play with me, Dad, play with me, Dad, tickle me. And it can be very overwhelming. So we generally are, OMG, are that girl from Love on the Spectrum? Yeah, she is. Oh my word, how did you know? We're both autistic. I'm joking. No, wrong person. But it's okay if you're on the spectrum. But we basically,
thank you. I don't know.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I don't know.
She is a little on the spectrum.
A little bit.
She's got some weird social anxiety issues, but so do I. But we are very open and honest with our kids. So a lot of times we just tell them flat out, like, hey, I need a little space. Give me a little break, and let me kind of unwind first before we're jumping right in Dad's face. Because I love spending time with them, but it can be very overwhelming, because kids, if you have kids, they want to do like the most annoying thing. Like they don't really necessarily want to play. They're just like, how can I be like peak level annoying?
Especially when they find out the thing that annoys you the
most.
most.
Especially when they find out the thing that annoys you the most and they start laughing about it. Miami Gilbert asked, do you think that the earth is flat? Oh, well, maybe we'll invite you up as a guest and we can all talk. Right? And yes, we do. So we'll invite you up. I think I invited. I don't know. Did I hit it?
You hit it. I don't know what happened.
But yes, we do think the earth is flat. I used to not. She's a flat earther, and she kind of got me into it, the whole thing.
I just question everything.
There it goes. Now it's the same.
Yeah, I just question everything nowadays.
Yeah, and there's too much evidence to consider that it might be flat. Oh, here we go.
Hey, from Pensacola, Florida.
Hi.
Pensacola, Florida. Welcome.
There we go. So I can hear it. Sorry, I turned up the volume. What do you think? Do you think the earth is flat?
It's 100% flat.
Nice.
My uncle was in the military. He flew in the Air Force, and he just retired. He said they do not make a 8-inch adjustment for the curve. And also, we did not go to the moon, but Aldrin, one of the astronauts in 1969, he just admitted it was all shot in the studio.
Huh. So, another piece of evidence that I was just thinking about this week, and I think I mentioned it to another guy who we talked to about flat Earth, Stage TBR. But okay, so if the Earth is a globe, and you're leaving Alaska, wouldn't it make more sense? They don't do this, but wouldn't it make more sense if, say, you're going to? I'm trying to think of what would necessarily be on the other side.
Russia,
or even like Eastern Europe. Let's say you're going to like northern Eastern Europe. If you're going there, wouldn't it make more sense to just fly north and then, do you get what I'm saying? To go that way rather than flying around the whole Earth to get over there? At least to me, that makes sense to me. Like to go up over rather than coming around, it would be a shorter distance. But I've never heard of flights that travel like north up over the round part of the Earth.
Somebody also asked in the chat, it went by, but somebody else asked, how do you explain the photographs of the round Earth? Well,
It's all
it's easy to.
it's all fake.
Exactly.
Well,
It's easy to fake pictures and things like that.
Did you watch the launch of the last space people a couple weeks ago?
I did not watch that. I did not, but I did see some things here and there on social media about it and how it looked like they were like launching off of the rocket as it was going up.
Yeah, I remembered seeing that. And also,
But
like, she brought to my attention about the pictures from space. They're always like, it always, even though now I've seen a couple that aren't like this, but it's always like full Earth lit. So somehow they're always taking a picture where the sun is completely lighting up the face of the Earth, rather than like how you see a moon, how like there's like a little shadow here or a little shadow there. So how are they always, somehow they're always in space at the perfect angle to take the perfect picture of Earth in its full light? But go ahead.
Well, it's all like green screen and stuff like that. But they say NASA says the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour. Right? You heard that, right?
Yes, that too.
Okay, if it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour, if you get in a helicopter in your yard and fly straight up and you stay in that same spot for 1 hour, you wouldn't come down in your yard, right? If it's
Correct.
spinning 1,000 miles, but you do.
Yeah, and that's another thing I said also. If you are flying in a plane and the Earth's spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, to go with the Earth, you have to fly the 1,000 miles per hour plus whatever speed you'd want to go. I
Right.
mean, obviously, the opposite direction, you
It's
go way
spinning
faster.
west to east. So if you're
Yes.
going from Florida to California, you would probably never get there. See what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
you
meant.
get there
But if you were
faster.
flying from California to Florida, you'd get there in 30 minutes because it would just go way faster.
But you don't.
But you don't. Yes, correct. So that's
And
another good
there's
point.
in Egypt there's a canal of water that goes 120 miles straight without stopping, and it's completely straight. It should be over 2 miles of curvature, but it's not.
Yeah, I saw another one on YouTube. This was an interesting video. It was it was two guys that were on a lake, and at 21 miles, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. At 21 miles, the curvature of the Earth is 4.5 feet. So they both stood on each side of this lake, and they used the lake because that way nobody can claim. If you do it 21
I've
miles
seen that
across
too.
land, if you do it 21 miles across land, someone could claim like, well, maybe that side of the land's higher, and that's why nothing changed. But they did it across water because water is always flat; it's always sea level. So they did it across water, and they had laser pointers, and they pointed it. And according to the curve of the Earth, 21 miles away, blinking the laser pointers, it should be 4.5 feet lower on each side, but it wasn't. It was still dead set level. So that's another thing that kind of convinced me. And I don't know. The only thing that ever confuses me is like why
They're lying to us.
Yeah, why they're lying.
And that's what.
Well, they get $69 million a day from our tax money to go in NASA. You think they're gonna give that up?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and also they have. I'm reading this book right now about the history of the CIA, and they have money that they don't report it or record it or anything like that. So they have money somewhere that they're just using on whatever they want to use it on, and nobody knows anything about it. They don't have to report it. They don't have to say what they're using it on. So, but that's always a question that people will say who will say like, "Oh, we're wrong about flat Earth." They'll say, "Why? How do they get everybody to lie about it?" Well, look what they can do. They can threaten your life. They can ruin your life. They can threaten your family. So why? Of course, it'd be easy to get all these people to lie about it.
And also, I'm a conspiracy theory. Like, I don't think John F. Kennedy was shot by the guy up there in the third floor.
Yeah,
He
we
did
don't
not.
know.
He did not shoot the president.
No,
No.
we agree.
And actually, and the guy who killed him or unalived him, there's a theory.
Yeah,
from
Ruby.
another book I read.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ruby.
he was
Not Ruby.
under MK Ultra. They were. I don't know if I can say that on here because
Because
I'm
everything
serious, 'cause
gets
TikTok is
everything
banned.
gets
Yeah.
censored.
But it's alleged that he was part of that project 'cause he doesn't even remember shooting him. He doesn't remember any of it. So I find it interesting, and I feel like they're doing the same thing. What they're using, what's his name for Charlie?
And we even went flying because for our anniversary, she got me a gift because I've always wanted to fly a plane, even though I'd never been in a plane. So my first time ever being in a plane was flying it. And the guy, Michael, who went out with us here in Pennsylvania, I thought that this was interesting. We're flying along and he's like, look out over that horizon. What do you see? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, look at it. Look how flat it is. I said, why are you pointing that out? And he's like, oh, just interesting. Interesting how flat it is. You would imagine at some point it would kind of curve off, right? And I was just like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
So he obviously, like, as a pilot, he thinks the Earth is flat as well. But yeah. And thank you for bringing up conspiracy theories. We love that. I had one of my own that I started thinking that possibly President Trump might not be President Trump anymore. I had that one. I kind of thought of myself because I mean, it's weird to me that he almost seems like a completely different person. Everything that he ran on, he doesn't support any of it anymore. I don't know. Lizard people.
I just question everything. I question it.
Well, I don't think Joe Biden don't look like the new Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's true too.
No, yeah.
And there was one I just saw the other day. I don't know who the man was, but he was on CNN, I believe.
Oh, the mask was
The
showing on
mask
his neck.
Last guy,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
that's
kind of looks like.
That was
yeah,
weird.
on his neck. It's weird.
Well, it showed like I saw a side by side of them, and like the one, his face was wrinkly like an old man's face, and then the other one, it was like real stretched tight, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it does look like a mask. It's crazy. You don't even know it's real anymore.
Yeah.
Let me ask your opinion on this because I just saw a video on this morning. There was a girl who she said that she has visited Antarctica and that there's no ice wall at all. She said that there's a hole. Now, this is all just her claim of her own personal experience, but she said that there's a hole and that she met people down in this hole that said, like, from the separation in the beginning of time when we were separated because of our sin, that they have basically been controlling us since then to harvest our energy and stuff like that. No, I mean, and it's far-fetched, but I just wanted to get your opinion on that. On her allegedly meeting these ancient civilizations, ancient underground people. What's your take on that?
I didn't hear about that, but I seen footage where people have went to the wall and they got footage of it.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. See, so I didn't know. And I know I believe it was just on Flat Earth. They were talking about Admiral Byrd, I think his name was. He was like one of the first people there, and he was saying that after the wall, for like as far as the eye can see, he was like, it doesn't just end with like ice. It's not just like miles of ice. He was like, after you get past the wall, like for as far as the eye can see, there's just land, like
That's what I
land,
heard too. Yeah.
resources, minerals, like everything you can think of it. And he thinks that they're just hiding it from us, and just because it's better to be like for the elites to be like, oh, we're running short on minerals, and like always like doom and
Controlling.
despair. Yeah, doom and despair is better. And like, oh, we're always running short, like population. We have too many people, and so that they can control us.
Yeah.
And I kind of believe that.
Yeah.
Well,
Do y'all think and also I got a conspiracy theory about the planes hitting the tower in the Pentagon. I don't think it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, we can't mention those who can't be named because we'll get flagged immediately. But I think those who can't be named were behind that. It's obvious. I mean, when you look at the evidence, it's completely obvious. What was his name? Silverstein.
yeah.
I think that's actually
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most telling things. Like, there's an Asian guy who did like a little video on this, and he's like, you either knew that it was going to happen, which is the most likely conclusion, or you're the luckiest man to ever exist on the face of this planet.
Yeah.
There is like $2 trillion missing from the budget in the United States, and they were just about to investigate it, and all the information is in the computers in the towers in Pentagon, and all of a sudden this happens. It's kind of fishy to me.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And my thing is too, like, there's history of the government doing shady stuff to their people. So you mean to tell me, like, now that we have even better technology, that they're just going to be like, no, we're not going to do anything shady to you anymore. We're good. We're going to be nice now. Like that. That's, I was kind of blind to it, thinking like, oh, everybody else's governments do bad stuff to their
Yeah, not
people,
ours.
not
We're
ours.
the good guys.
Yeah, and so like I really woke up and continue to wake up, and now I just want to know. I just want to consume like every piece of knowledge that I can, even the far-fetched stuff is just something that, like, if there is reasonable doubt, just like in a trial, then there's always a possibility of these quote conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I
Y'all
have a
should look on
conspiracy
my
theory.
page. I got a lot of stuff on my
I'm gonna write
TikTok
this
page
down.
that I post. I got some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely, because I love all that stuff.
We'll probably follow you from our our personal accounts. And if you're not following this podcast already, make sure to follow it.
I got a Facebook page too. You want to check it out?
Yeah, we're not on Facebook though. That's the only thing we're not on. 2179. But yeah, make sure to follow us as well so that you can
Oh, yeah, I
come
will.
back and have more conversations with us. But I also have I have the conspiracy theory of I don't believe that Butler happened anymore now either. There's too much evidence pointing to the opposite. Like at first I believed it, and then people started pointing out weird things, and I was like for instance, when he got up and he did the fight thing, and they slowly like raised the flag, a bunch of camera people came out and were taking pictures and videos, and I'm like, in what actual live pew pew event has this ever happened? Usually, like everybody, they evacuate, they get everybody out, like for safety. Obviously, for everybody's safety, you want to get everybody out. You don't just go like, all right, let's photo op time. Someone's trying to unalive the up and coming incumbent. Let's photo op. I don't know. It's probably.
Charlie Kirk was not shot by that.
I agree with that too.
Yeah,
I think it was
that was set up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was the microphone.
And the fact that they all just swept it. And this is, I don't know if you're a Candace Owens fan, but I love Candace Owens, and she actually.
Oh yeah, damn, yeah. Actually, I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm an independent.
Yeah, that's how we are.
I vote policy over party.
Absolutely,
Yes.
and that's good because some people are like diehard party followers, and it's sad to me. But she has Hunter Biden on, which I haven't watched the interview yet, but I've seen clips, and he's like, all the people in office, like Charlie helped these people. He like really the movement of the young people and the young voters, he helped get these people into office, and they're just like sweeping this investigation.
Well, and I just read a comment also, which was the perfect comment. She's getting a sweatshirt quick, but I just read a comment, which was the perfect comment. They said, this tells you everything you need to know. The fact that Charlie Kirk 100% fully supported Massey, and that Turning Point USA didn't support him. So they were like, that tells you everything you need to know. That
And
Massey is
also,
Charlie Kirk's favorite congressman. Go ahead.
Charlie Kurt was asking too many questions about the
A certain
Jeffrey
company.
Epstein
Yeah.
file.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, that and a certain country as well. Yep.
And don't get me started on the Clinton murder list.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. And thank you for
It
coming up
ain't-
as a guest. And also, just
It's not Hillary, it's
disclosure,
Hillary.
full disclosure, we post this on Spotify as well and YouTube, just so that you're
Yeah,
aware,
so if you
that
are-
you'll be in the
as long as
episode.
you're
We do
okay with
episodes
that.
each week.
Yeah.
And I think Michelle Obama's definitely a man.
Yeah,
Big
I agree
Mike.
with that. I agree with that. The Ellen DeGeneres dancing thing is the one that got me.
And
Well, I mean, if
Joan
you were
Rivers.
someone-
Yeah.
they got rid of Joan Rivers because she gave that interview about Obama's gay and his wife is guy. Because she went in there for that surgery, and all of a sudden this thing happened to her. She died. They got rid of her for saying that.
I'd like to ask you, do you think what do you think about this election with Massey and that Gulrain, I think it's pronounced? Do you think he really won, or do you think that was just stolen and they just put in who they wanted?
What Trump winning?
No, with that Ed Gulrain defeating Thomas Massey, do you think he really won, or do you think that they just put in who they wanted?
It's hard to say. There's so many ways to cheat. We don't even know about it.
That's the reason why I asked, like, especially when we saw when he conceded and he had this huge crowd,
Yeah.
and then Ed Gulrain's his victory crowb was like a dozen people, and I was like, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't add up.
No. It doesn't.
But then at the same time, you don't know, because sometimes people also just vote for whoever Donald Trump tells them to vote for, which
Yeah.
that's always weird to me too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I believe Trump didn't win the year before this one because of the mail-in ballots that the virus was out, and a lot of people had to mail by they had to vote by mail, and that's a lot of fraud. And
Yeah.
I believe they're trying to start that virus thing up again.
Well, and they actually just had a video of that. Ed Gulrain, I just watched it. I should have shared it on Instagram, but Ed Gulrain beat Thomas Massey by like 10,400 something votes, and he just so happened to have like 10,573 mail-in ballots.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
I was like, I don't know.
That's suspicious.
This is all so crazy.
Well, I also
Did y'all take
think
the
that-
vaccine shot the first time around?
No,
No.
no, pure
No
blood.
way
Pure
I'm
blood's
taking
here. Pure blood's
No
here.
way I'm taking that.
No, and I'm not. I actually have Lyme's disease. I'm not taking that either. They're coming up with some vaccine for that. I don't know if they have already, but they're doing a vaccine for that. I'm not taking that either. Lyme's disease isn't fun, but it's something you can live with, and something if you make some lifestyle changes, you can cope with it, and you can actually be in better health than you were before you got Lyme's disease. Which I feel like I am, like cutting back on sugar, stuff like that. Even though recently I've been indulging a lot on sugar. I love sugar. It's so hard. It's addictive.
I actually think since you've gotten Lyme's, you've changed, aside from the occasional sugar.
But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
What state y'all live in? You don't mind me asking?
Pennsylvania.
Okay. I live in Pensacola, Florida. We got a good governor over here, Ron DeSantis. I like him.
You do like him or don't like him?
I do like him.
Oh, you do like him.
Yeah.
He
That's
was
good.
my boss. He was my boss before I retired from the state of Florida.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good for you, man. Do you like? What do you think of Fishback with him? He's gonna run, I think. Do you like him or no?
He's gonna be running against the black guy called.
Yeah, Byron
Byron
Donalds or something.
It's gonna be close between these. Well, I know the black guy, the Byron guy. he definitely, I think he's a Christian. So I really don't know much about that guy, the one you just said.
James Fishback. Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
know
it.
a
I've,
lot
I've seen a lot of
about
his videos, and I like what he's got to stand for. I like that he's America first. He's big on being America
Oh
first.
yeah,
So I
he
was
was in
just
the military,
curious.
wasn't he?
What's that?
I think I heard he was in the military, wasn't he?
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought it was funny also that he called because Ben Shapiro has announced that he endorses that Byron Donalds, and he called him. What did he
Oh,
call
does
him
he? I didn't know
again?
that.
I can't remember. He called him Apex Shakur and something else. I don't
Did y'all
remember.
see the video where um AOC said that her states don't come down to Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and all that stuff?
I did
I
not
didn't
see that video.
either.
I just watched the
Yeah, it's
video.
crazy. You gotta watch it.
I just watched the video this morning of Bernie Sanders. He commented on the Thomas Massey loss, and I was
Really?
shocked by it. Yeah, he said that it's sad that a man who didn't kowtow to Donald Trump and stood for the complete unredacted release of the Epstein files, like got cheated out of his seat and stuff. And I was like, dang, good for you, Bernie Sanders. But that's why.
That's good.
Yeah, and I wish we had more people like you, Miami Gilbert, because that's what we need in this country is people who don't vote along party lines, or we need a third, fourth, fifth, sixth party. We just need
Yeah.
different parties.
Yeah.
The problem is like if you go back in our previous episodes, I was explaining it on I can't remember which number it was, but I was explaining this is how I kind of view the political landscape now. We have this huge majority of the right and a huge
I'm on the
majority.
phone.
What's that?
I was telling my wife I'm talking to somebody on the phone. She said, "Who you talking to?"
But we have a huge majority of the right and a huge majority of the left that I feel is uneducated and doesn't do any research. They just follow whatever the party line says. And then the outliers, the marginalized like us, are the ones who like hold representatives accountable and want answers and want solutions, but don't get it because we're too busy being led by the dummies, excuse me, on the right and the left that are just like, nope, nope, nope. The other party's the bad guy. And they've gotten us into that political warfare of as long as my party wins, we're winning. And just like they're the bad guys, not us. Everything we do is right instead of like, because I mean, especially look at Trump. That's the biggest example you can set is the fact that he didn't do any of the things that he set out to do, like with no new wars, with
I know you're right about that. Yeah.
with releasing the Epstein files, and the sad part is the majority of people aren't holding him accountable. You know, it's just like left and right, both of them. None of them hold their party accountable.
Yeah, when you vote, you have to vote for the less evil. So I think he's less evil than
Yeah, I
Sleepy
agree with
Joe.
that. Yes, yeah, because I mean, I comment to other people.
Not Sleepy Joe, but Kimoto and
Yeah,
Kim
Kamala
on
would
Kim.
have been worse. So yeah, and I agree with that because I'll comment on like people will comment and be like, "Oh, so you're a leftist?" Like, no. Like, listen, Kamala would have been just as bad.
Right.
But I'm kind of with the AIPAC stuff. I'm under the assumption just that we're not even the United States of America anymore.
Mhm.
That's just how I view it. It's all
I know.
public theater.
And I feel
I
like
like the picture behind y'all.
What's that?
I like the picture behind y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
The Last Supper. I explained in the last episode
But-
that I wanted that because my mom always had a Last Supper in her kitchen, so it's kind of trying to carry on the tradition of having the Last Supper in the kitchen. And Dan in the comments said it's getting good. Hope you are enjoying the movie. He said that about the politics and both sides of
Yeah, it really is. Feels like
But
theater.
I gotta run, guys. But y'all keep in touch and definitely go to my page and check out. I think you'll like it. I got all kinds of crazy stuff
definitely. Like
on
I
there.
said, I'll follow and she'll follow with our personal accounts. We just don't follow anybody back on this account, just because this is primarily
Okay, that's
just
fine.
primarily just used for doing our
Live,
episodes,
yeah.
doing lives. And like I said, make sure you follow us here. And like I said, we're also on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram, right?
Yep.
If you want to follow us there as well. And when the episode comes up, if you want to see or hear yourself on the episode, you can see it on YouTube and listen to it on Spotify. So, but we appreciate you coming up. Thank you very much.
Y'all have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I'm all about conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
why
when
we
people
really
come up.
appreciated you coming up. Is we always love a good conspiracy, and if anybody else wants to join up, like we said, make sure that you request. Um, we can continue on with some other things to talk about. I guess our original guests didn't ended up not showing up, but hopefully they're okay, and possibly they just had something going on.
Yeah,
But I
maybe
figured
something
I'd
came
check
up.
and see if she's on
Oh
yet.
yeah, it
Nope,
doesn't
she
look
is
like
not
she's
on.
on. So yeah, we'll see if we can get them up. Oops.
Oops, sorry, Dirt.
We'll see if we can get them up another day because it was a couple, and we wanted to see if they would come up as a couple, but
Just to like do an interview and get to know
Yeah.
people, because again, that's another thing we like to do. We want to talk about many different topics. So if
Mhm.
anybody has topics, feel free to join in the chat with the topic that you want to discuss, and also just wanting to try to reach out to lonely people, reach out to people who don't have people to talk to, and that's a lot of what we want to do. Just following what the good Lord wants us to do. May I come up for a short while for a topic going on now? Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know.
think
I don't
if
have
you
the
hit that
invite
number
button.
one. What's the number one?
This. Oh,
Yep.
thank you. She's smart. She
I'm
got
trying
it.
to
She
figure
figured
out
it
the TikToks.
Howdy, you two.
Hey, how's it going, Dan? It's been a while. How are you and the wife?
Up and down.
That happens.
That happens.
It does. So I'm gonna reveal the face as it is, since a lot has changed. Don't mind. So, don't know if you guys just heard from what just came out for the news for what's going on, because I just actually heard about it and just been kind of meditating upon it, because it's like new.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Put it this way, for Ivanka Trump, for Trump's daughter, has had on her life, and everything in DC whatnot is shut down. Reporters were told to go away from the White House, and yeah, Trump told everyone to cancel their plans, and yeah, everything's just on lockdown. He's locked himself down in the White House, and FAFO.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
He's not planning to attend his son's wedding or son's birthday. That's how bad it is to cancel everything for this Memorial Weekend. He told all officials, "Hey, cancel all your plans." So it's getting good. Grab your popcorn.
Yeah. We were pretty upset about the mass he lost. Because now I can't off the top of my head think of anybody who's not sponsored by AIPAC now in the government. So unfortunately, I don't know if we're really the United States of America anymore, so to speak.
It's hard to. I was just gonna say it's hard to know what's real and what's not. That's where I'm at the moment.
Too much going out there, and I get it. I truly get it, because it's one thing to another. I'm digesting. I'm gonna just quickly take off topic for just one quick moment, too, because I'm sure that you guys are probably aware of this. Because I asked this to Gemini AI. I'm like asking, why are the D's becoming like what they are? Because some of the TikTok lives I've been into for like being all nasty, toxic, and everything else, I've had one particular Democrat who, when I've showed up their lives, they had multiple accounts. Yeah, Democrats are quite toxic because they won't allow us conservatives to talk, because I've just spewed out for good information here and there, and
that's the problem is we're so divided and everything's so polarized. They polarized everything to where it's everybody cares too much about their party. Like I said in the football analysis, everybody's so concerned in their party winning. So everybody now, this is how I feel, is unfortunately everybody has just become so party first that, like Thomas Massey just said, and I agree with him on this, and I'm hoping he runs in 2028, he said that people aren't running on policy, or people aren't voting on policy anymore, and people aren't voting on morals and ethics. They're just voting party line. They're just voting on like, hey, I'm Republican, and they're like, yep, that's my guy, or I'm Democrat, yep, that's my guy. And unfortunately, I don't know. Because of that, I don't think we're going to vote our way out of this, unfortunately.
I see. I hear from where you're coming at, because all that's going on, it is a mess as it is to know from where things are going. And I don't know where to exactly start. I've different people that he needs into place. It is a mess here and there, and to understand for one thing after another, because I know YouTube would get and understand that news is changing like daily, and not like I'm trying to be like keep the news, but
we don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
Yeah, there's so much that's going down, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need a little breather. All I've been doing is been listening to podcasts as it is, and been trying to be able to get a glimmer of here and there. Thomas Massie, I'm not even too sure of. I'm just been seeing for things that are out there, but
have you seen like the videos of? I think some of the interesting ones are like. There's the one floating around, Charlie Kirk basically announcing how Massey's my favorite congressman, and he's one of the greatest people that's going to be in Congress. That's a really good one, because I like that points out. I think that also draws light to possibly what might have happened to Charlie Kirk, because it's a big sign that he was hugely supportive of Thomas Massie, and yet his own organization, TPUSA, backed Ed Gowring. So
right. And another thing too is that people have been critical of Charlie Kirk so much, and it's sad because some of the lives I've been one of the lives I was actually through that saying that, oh, Charlie Kirk was evil and twisted hate. It's like, no, not as far as I know. Charlie Kirk didn't do anything, but it's gotten definitely pretty bad. Everybody wants all this to be ended, to go through, and I believe there's going to be an ending coming through, and even though that things are going to get messy as it is, just, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to breathe through it, and just seeing, okay, where, how much further are we to the light at the end of the tunnel? So I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like,
what I'm afraid of is, how is AI going to affect the political race in 2028? Because it's getting so advanced so quickly that you don't know. I mean, no offense to like older people, boomers, but they seem to.
Yeah, boomers ruined the Massey vote.
They ruined the Massey
vote. They broke it down by graph, and boomers voted most on Ed Gowring. And the sad part is, like, I think a lot of them were just like, whatever Trump says is what we're going to do, but it's like you should also do your own research, rather than just listen to what you're told, because we're going to end up falling into a society where it's just like, well, let's look to our leaders and see what they want us to do.
Yeah, and they're more gullible.
Sorry, I was reading the comment. Yeah. James Peltier says, where do you find these nasty callers? Trump is cleaning up these great United States. So this isn't against Trump, but you're allowed to criticize. That's another thing. You're allowed to call people out. Like, I've commented, and I've had people that were pretty polite and commented back, like, they're like, oh, Massey lost because he kept voting against Donald Trump's, his tax bills and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. But here's my thing is, I can defend Massey too. While I can understand, like, okay, maybe I don't support him voting against those tax cuts, I'm fully in support of Massey wanting the unredacted release of the Epstein files. So I'm with him on that. And I'm with him on the fact that he wants AIPAC to register as a, foreign entity or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm with him on that as well, because if AIPAC can fund all of our Congress members, we're no longer the United States of America, we're the United States of Israel. Because if another country can put their own agenda into our government to benefit themselves more than our own country, it's an issue, and it's the definition of treason.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it shouldn't have to be, definitely, it should not be like that whatsoever, because with the direction everything is going in, yeah, I definitely.
I mean, listen, and
It's hard to make sense of so many different things, because it's all, because like I said, I don't know how to make sense of so many different things going on, because it's like one thing comes in, another thing comes in, and it's like
he's just trying to
it's just a lot to be able to process, because you have one thing after another. One minute it could be this news, another thing it could be this news, and it's like just crack through. So it's a lot taking on through. That's why I'm like just trying to collate my news or whatnot into like a small thing, understanding like, hey, what moves are coming down next. But yeah, Thomas Massie, I don't even really know a whole lot too much about him, because I heard all these things. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let this all play out. I'm not like,
I mean, that's the rough thing. There's pros and there's cons. Here's the thing that I'm suspicious of, though, and ask yourself this, because I've been in other lives with Democrats. So this is weird. This is weird and suspicious. Somehow, the only thing that Republicans and Democrats can agree on, forget us little people, forget us peons, the only thing that the Democrats and Republicans can come together and agree on is Israel as an ally. Because I've been in lives where I've said to people, and not only Republicans, but Democrats will say to me like, oh, so you're against us having allies? Like, no, 100% I'm not against us having allies. I want us to have foreign countries as allies. What I'm saying is that what I'm against is that foreign country having an influence over our own government, because that's our elections, our government, because it's our government. It's not Israel's government. But it's suspicious to me that even Democratic talking points as well as Republicans are like, the minute I bring up my statement that I just said, oh, I'm anti-Semitic now, you don't support Israel and you hate Jews. Like, no, I don't at all. I'm just asking questions because that's supposed to be our government that's supposed to benefit us. But somehow now we've gotten to a point, which is mad suspicious, which is sussy AF, as the young ones would say, that the only thing that they can agree on is that we should support Israel.
Yeah.
As a whole, as unanimous thing.
And it just so happens that it's Israel is the foreign entity. If it was Russia or China or Denmark or Spain.
Yeah, speaking of Russia, Russian collusion, how's nobody screaming about Israeli collusion?
Yeah. So like, it doesn't matter that it's Israel. It's any foreign nation should not have any type of influence or be allowed to fund our candidates.
That's why, because they see how powerful American can be, and the best way I can be able to state this is, for everything that's been going on in the House, Senate, news, and everything else, I'm not sure if you guys would agree or whatnot, but we need to clean the slate and start with, and have people in the House and Senate, for those who are actually for America and like whatnot, and not be
genuinely America first.
Mm-hmm.
America first, and not being like, oh, I'm America first, like MTG and Lauren Boebert and a lot of these other ones, because I've been hearing, I'm like, can we get those who will actually turn America around? Because here's how I see it. I see the deep state, the elitists, they don't want to see America succeed, because the moment that we get the taste of what things can be like, to getting financially free, financially ahead, we don't want to ever go back. That's what they're afraid of. And all the news that are going on, it's like, well, it's an information war. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what to believe, because that's just like, a woman posted about Thomas Massie, and she was like, I remember another time when people said that somebody was going to save America and stuff like that. And look at how that turned out. And I was like, I mean, you don't know.
Yeah, you
like,
don't.
sometimes things are controlled opposition. Sometimes I think, I don't know, being a conspiracy theorist, I start to believe like it's all just this huge puppet theater of like, let's just keep them fighting left against right, and then we'll do whatever we want because we're the rich elites.
Yeah, while they're fighting each other, we're over here doing some
doing whatever we
shady
want.
stuff.
Yeah.
And nobody's the one.
Right. And what is it going to take for us to be able to get through this and get rid of for the elites and the deep state to utterly just to have it where it's clean and clear? Because I understand from what the Bible says that we've got to get through all this type of stuff in order for the brighter and whatnot to be able to come. But it's like, oh, this is a headache. And I get it that the saying has been said that the ending is not for everybody. It's like, I understand that. And I believe there's a whole lot more that's going to be coming than what meets the eye, and people are going to be like, I can't take this, I can't do this. And that's what I believe. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are.
Yeah.
Just keeping our eyes on the Lord, keeping our eyes on Jesus.
100%.
I just don't, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, if I'm being honest, I was very distraught when I found out that Massey lost, because I really liked that Massey was not giving up. He was asking hard questions to Pam Bondi. And I just watched a video with him on Tucker when he talked about Wes, what's his name? What's the Wes guy's last name that was in the Epstein files? I can't recall his last name. But when he asked her about that Wes guy, I can't recall his last name, but another powerful elite. And he said, and she responded to me like, yeah, he's mentioned in the files thousands of times. And Thomas Massey said, yeah, but the one time where it implicated him in child, trafficking, that's when it was redacted. And he was like, so what's going on with that? Like, it's funny that you're like, oh, he's mentioned thousands of times, but the one time when he's implicated is when you're like, oh, we got to protect him. And that's the sad part to me. That's what I don't like. I don't like hearing that Trump is like defending Pam Bondi when she basically screwed the pooch on the whole Epstein file thing. And it made me sad because Massey was the one who was asking like the tough hardball questions to Pam Bondi. And even like, what's his name? What's the real popular guy who ended up like moving up? Dan Bongino.
He's gone, and Tulsi Gabbard just resigned. So
yeah, I saw that Tulsi just resigned.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was about. Like,
because her husband has like some sort of like bone disease or bone type of cancer that he had to go, and she had to pay more attention to the health. I'm like, I
understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. And then Kevin Warsh for the new Fed was just put in, so a lot of things are just coming to Hidden Fin, and that's where I believe the deep state elites are really panicked, because a lot of stuff is about to come down the drain, and I'm like, Lord, please be able to help me able to get through things and just be able to study this strong and just go forward as it is. So
yeah, because it can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
Depressing.
She and I were kind of like thinking about maybe just taking a step back and ignoring all of it, just because it's, I don't know. I've come to the conclusion of I don't think we can vote our way out of it, which leads us to our next conclusion, which is revolution. That's not going to happen because I don't think we have enough brave Americans to be like, hey, this isn't the way our government should run. We shouldn't be lining your pocket and while breaking the backs of average working Americans.
Yeah, the fact that they're complaining about their salary.
Yeah, did you see that now too? They're all complaining about their salary.
Like, they can't live off of that salary, which they get free health care, they get a stipend for food, they get rent. So it's so funny that you guys
A great pension.
Oh, and they get to go ahead and do insider trading all they want.
Yeah, they're complaining about all these things, and it's like, you guys, this is how everything happened. Hi, kids.
Did you hear Dan?
Dan
He said
says
hi.
Hi, kids, all three of you.
Thank you, Dan. But yeah. How about you, Dan? Could you live off $174,000 a year? What would you think of that?
$174,000 a year. That's definitely quite a bit. It would help, but the thing is that something just wouldn't seem right, because if you're getting that from like other different sources and whatnot, it would just not really feel right. And they're doing it in such ways where it's the wrong type of way. That's why we have, again, a corrupt system and trying to be able to fix all the different shenanigans that are going on. I believe there's more than what meets the eye, and we may not know the scope. We might not know the scope of everything that's going on. We just, I trust God.
174,000 a year and work 28 days.
Yeah, and you get free healthcare, free rent, and food. Stipend for food.
Imagine how well that would change one person's life and be able to go and expand and do whatever they want. It's like that's living comfy while we as the people are struggling and just trying to be able to get by. It's like, oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a beautiful.
Actually, I found myself agreeing with Jeff Bezos this morning, surprisingly. Jeff Bezos, he was in an interview and he was saying he thinks that the bottom 50% of Americans, meaning anyone who makes 50% less, money than everyone who makes 50% of the money in the U.S. and up should pay taxes. Everyone who makes 50% and less should not pay any taxes at all. And I was like, I kind of agree with you on that. Well, because he also said, like, it's just such a small portion of the income tax, the federal income tax anyway, that he was like, why even bother? He's like, why not just raise the rich a little bit and have that cover these millions of dollars that are being spent by the poor? And I was like,
let's better say this. I'm not trying to twist this, but since letting the upper pay a little bit more taxes, how about let's get rid of the income tax and bring the tariff.
That too.
I would love that altogether. Get rid of the income tax.
I did a little research into that, and with how, again, Trump is trying to plan all these things, he's trying to make the system much better than what McKinley had, because he did have the tariffs. Things were so high and everything else. He's trying to adjust and make all the different things. So I understand we have to go through all this pain in order to be able to see the bright things ahead. I get it. There's just so much going on. So I'm sure you two understand.
Yeah, I'm hopeful, but I did lose a little bit of hope when Massey lost, man. Yeah. It just sucks when it feels like I'm like, yeah, at least we have one Congress member left still trying to fight for it. And to me, I still get so saddened at the fact that it's just like, they'll do everything that they can, everything in their power to just try to get this Epstein list thing to go away. Like, just go away. Like, we don't care. We don't want it. Just go away.
I believe why for the Hunter Epstein list as it is, because the grand jury is looking at not only that, but many other things, because once that is all done, the indictments and arrests will come for things that people were so scared of, those who are fleeing the country. And then Thomas Massey, I don't know a whole lot too much about it. I know things, whatnot. So I'm not there to say yay or nay or anything bad towards him. I just don't know a whole lot towards him. So I'm like, okay. So, but besides all that, for the Epstein list, I believe once things are done and the grand jury gets done looking at things, I believe arrests are going to be hopefully coming and interesting things will come.
I hope so. Biker Guy South says, I'm not opposed to paying my share of taxes. We've got a lot of roads and bridges to keep up with. And I agree with that. The problem...
We had a lot of roads and bridges before income tax.
Yeah, yep.
How do they get paid?
Well, and also, I mean, there's other countries where, like, their roads and stuff don't break down as easily. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's designed to just be crap. And actually, I'm not going to comment on that.
Not using the right type of material, because when you look at it, because I kind of asked the AI on it, be like, hey, what would America look like without income taxes, and all this, America being back? And it said everything would be blooming. The tariffs would take care of everything as it is, and the roads would last a good 50 years. I'm like, that would really be awesome, because if they could engineer something that the roads wouldn't break down, things wouldn't break down as easy, that would be like how Trump said, this is the golden age of America. So yeah, we gotta go through the pain in order for us to see the glory. So
hopefully,
that's just my opinion, but take it with a grain.
That's right. And Biker Guy, thank you also for commenting as well.
Thank you for
and please continue to engage, because we really appreciate that, and we love that everybody's being a part of this conversation.
And to both of you two, thank you for hearing me out, bringing me up. I wanted to, glad I could be able to share that out.
No, we always appreciate you coming up here. We appreciate you as a friend and our relationship with Jesus together. Every time you're up here, I always get that Jesus feeling, because we all, at the end of it, even if we agree on some things and disagree on others, at the end of the day, at least you, along with us, we always at least agree on the fact that like Jesus is in control, and in the end, Jesus wins. So while it sucks and while we want things to be different, we at least know in the end that good wins. Yeah. I just want good. That's my problem, is I just want good to win here on earth as well.
You have to be patient. That's the hardest part, is being patient.
Patient squeeze. And that's a good point, because patience squeeze a lot of people, and people don't want.
That's Derp. That's our rescue cat. We call him Derp. He's got a tiny head.
and people don't want to be patient, because a lot of people are at their breaking points, being, oh, this is getting exhausting. But when you get past all this pain with one thing after another, that we'll all be a lot stronger. It's like, I'm going to just give a quick example, and this will be my last thing before I get off, because I have to go back to work and earn a little bit more money as it is. That it's like someone who has, again, this is a complete example because this has been given on for the X22 report, that when someone has a good, like, 150 to 300 pounds and they're trying to work out, trying to build, burn off all of that, and say, okay, I want to look great, I want to do so good, and start just that winter workout to me, like, this hurts, and then just start getting through all that. They're going to be going through all that pain and whatnot. Then after weeks and months go by, they start losing all that and be like, okay, and then you take the before and then after pictures, and then you see wow, I had to go through all this just to be able to get through that. Mm-hmm. And I believe I'm going to put America as a resemblance, that America has to go, it's the before and after pictures from what America is going to be seeing. So, oh yeah, but that's the last of it. I gotta get back to work too. Biker guy, the same with myself too. We both gotta go, but I just want to put that last little bit out there. But I love you guys. Love you, Biker guy South, and all those who are watching. But take her easy.
Thank you so much,
and we're gonna keep on making money.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the good outcome from all of this, at least, is with the negative, it pushes us all closer to Jesus. It really does, because I've been very close to the Lord this whole week, just basically resting on Him and relying on Him.
Amen. But hey, you guys take it easy. Ciao. And
thank you.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Be safe out there.
Will do.
And thank you as well, Biker guy.
Yes,
he's getting back to work.
I hope you have a good day at work, biker guy.
Yes, have a blessed day, everybody. And as far as that goes, I mean, it is tough. It's tough, and it's like I want to touch on what you said a little bit ago on the rise of AI. It really does make it difficult to know what's going on. It's actually funny that you mentioned that, because I was just listening to Theo Von talking to Andrew Santino, and they actually were talking about the Butler incident, and Andrew Santino was like, with the rise of AI, I don't even know what to believe anymore, because they can make you believe someone's someone that they're not, and they can make you believe something happened that didn't. It's nuts.
Yeah, like I use AI for work and for personal things. I really do see positives of it. However, I'm just concerned, like, going back to the boomers, they're more gullible when it comes to this stuff. Whatever they see on the internet is true.
I think also part of the boomer problem, because I don't want to get on here and yell like whatever boomer. Yeah. Another part of the boomer problem is they're older, so that they're at that stage in their life where possibly, and this is just an assumption, maybe they just don't care as much.
Yeah,
like, I'm older, my life's coming to an end. I just want Ed in there. I just want Trump to win, and I want Trump to get everybody into the government that he wants in the government. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for like wanting people in that are going to vote the way you want on the bills that you want. My only issue is, like I stated, I just don't like that I can look up a list of people who are endorsed and funded by AIPAC, and I don't like that, because like she said, imagine if it was China who's endorsing 99% of our government, or Russia, or Turkey, or Afghanistan. Imagine that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody who's okay with it. And I also just think that everybody should do their own research. Stop voting party lines. Stop voting party lines, people. We have to wake up and do our own research and vote along the lines of morals and ethics and just Jesus as our guide.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Massey still has a few months before
7 months, yeah.
Before
He said, I'm not done yet. I
Yeah,
still got
so-
7 months. And he said that he's done a lot just since Trump was elected.
So just Lord protect Thomas Massey. Lord protect his life. While
and if
he's
he runs
there.
in 2028, I'm gonna vote for him.
Yeah, I mean, I said I'm done voting, but if he happens to run in 2020,
If we can get a real good independent,
yeah,
but not that they'll win because they push. That's another thing. It's awful suspicious that they push so hard to just keep that two-party system, guys.
well, they always tell us, and we fall for it. They always say like, oh, well, if you vote independent, it's gonna take a vote away from this guy or that guy. So
Yeah.
what?
Or
Who
they say
cares?
like, oh, this is the only way it works. The two-party system works the best. This is what you want. That's actually one thing I disagreed on Jordan Peterson with Jordan Peterson on, and that is like, oh, the two-party system is the best. That's the best system, and that's the only system that's going to work. Like, no, it's not.
no.
It's not. We could do this with some more parties.
we could,
But our followers went down, and I'm assuming it's because of a lot of the stuff we talked about with Israel and
our actual followers or the viewers?
the viewers
Oh,
that like
that's
decreased.
fine. I mean, and it's also Saturday. People might be, but I actually going through the list. There's like at least 4 of my old coworkers who popped on.
Who popped up?
Mr. Strossner, hello.
Oh.
So that was cool that I saw some old people from Reentry.
So they follow the
They
podcast.
they must, and I didn't
Nice.
realize it. So that's awesome. So thank you. But I guess that kind of wraps it up.
Yeah, that wraps it up for me. I guess next time, do we want to try to do another interview, or do we want to just continue on with something
I
different?
mean, if she
Reaches out, then
and
we
says
might
like,
do
I'm
another
sorry,
interview.
something came up or whatever, we can do another interview. And if not, we can touch on some topics that because we're kind of running out of these.
Yeah, how early is too early to go to bed? Like things we completely disagree on, we
Like,
can't
we
do that because there's
don't.
really nothing that we could completely disagree on.
I mean, yeah, no, there's not.
I guess
so-
maybe if she doesn't, I'm gonna scribble all that out because
Okay.
there's no point in any of that. Well, actually, we could maybe touch on this.
What's that?
Maybe touch on that.
Which
Who's a
player
stricter
is
parent?
clone?
Which child is our clone?
Okay.
Not the right way to load the dishwasher. That's dumb. How early is too early to go to bed? That's dumb also because we kind of all go to bed together.
Right.
And this is all funny and harmless, but we could also touch on these things if we could go back 10 years.
10 years, we'd be just dating.
Well, I think that means like going over the process of the
yeah.
past 10 years. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
okay.
over the process of the 10 years we've been together. Lessons learned, what you do differently. What surprised you about marriage and parenting? Stuff like that. But that's about it. And then we can also start talking about different things.
Different other topics that you
Yeah,
have.
different things that I have written down. Batteries are a sign of wealth.
Batteries?
Batteries, I have that written down. Batteries are a sign of wealth.
Nice.
Well, it's because I remember when I was a little kid, we never had batteries, and anytime I would ask Mom to get batteries, hey, that dog joined, the guy who was trying to get followers. Follow that dog guy, people.
What's his name?
Dog, D-O-G.
That's it? Just
Yeah, he jumped in the last live and
Oh,
was like,
okay.
hey, can you guys give me some followers
Yeah, because
But-
he needs 50 followers.
so he can go live?
so he can go live, which I don't know why we were able to go live. We don't have 50 followers.
I don't know, because we're awesome. Kind of a big deal. But thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for listening. We love you all, and we appreciate you, and we're grateful that we have people who jump in and engage in the conversation. And remember, most of all,
Jesus loves you.
see you guys later.
Bye.